My name is Ian and welcome to Planted. I'm on a mission to help you have more success with plants, and I willingly share with you my plant knowledge I've gained since the 80s. In front of me here is one of a number of plants that I want to share with you this week. Let's go. So this is a remarkable plant I came across many years ago back in England, and it's called Erythrina Bidwilii. It's a special plant, one well worth finding. I got this from Plant Delights. I've had it a few years. Now it won't grow outdoors year-round in coastal New England. So every year I dig it up, put it in a pot, give it a prune, put it in my greenhouse, and it will safely overwinter. So you might think, well, what on earth is all that effort for? Why bother digging plants up like I do for many of my plants and overwinter them? And the reason is that you get flowers that are uncommon. They're a little bit different, and this is no exception. This has a rosette or a whorl of these little red individual buds, and then 2 inches up the stem you get another one, and then another one. And this stem can get 2 feet long, and this is a real hummingbird magnet. I think it's an absolute grade A top choice, well worth finding, well worth babying. And I will leave it out in my courtyard until late November, early December, let it go somewhat dormant, carefully dig it up, put it in a good pot, and then it'll go into my greenhouse. And I can bring it out of my greenhouse sometime in March. It's not that it's super tropical, it's just that it can't take those long desiccating storms that we have in January and February. So it's a bit tougher than you might think it is, but it still needs that protection. So here you can see a close-up of that stem. It's a very strong, wiry stem, easily capable of supporting its own weight. And this is one that came up and over the fence. I want to show you this. There we have another flower spike, and then there's another flower spike. Very attractive growth, very healthy, beautiful. I think they're called deltoid shaped leaves. They're trifoliate. And there's another flower spike, and I've let this just flop out over the fence because I think that is rather special and rather choice. Erythrina Bidwilii. It's absolutely first rate. So next up on my list of top plants for late summer flowering is a beautiful white Agapanthus. I had planted it in this pot thinking that I would be able to give it more space and a more optimum condition for it to flower. But of course everything else around it grew like crazy, and it has got a little bit swamped. It will want full sunshine, and it needs to be frost-free over winter. This again will get dug up and put in the greenhouse. But next year I have to give it more space. If it gets more sunlight, it will reward me with more flowers. But this is not the straight albus. I think this is just spectacular. They're like little stars that shake and shimmer. And there must be 50 or 60 of these little buds. Probably even more than that. It really is quite a knockout plant. So the next plant is Tibouchina, and this is the most exquisite dark purple blue, depending on how you see colors. I've seen this growing all over the world, and I saw it in Sydney Harbour in Australia many years ago, just doing what it does. It's a full outdoor plant in that part of Australia. It'll grow through the winter and obviously the summer as well. Here in Connecticut, it needs some protection from the winter. But these flowers last a long time. They're really good size. It's a great color, and it has these very soft, velvety leaves, which I think are very, very attractive. So this is called Tibouchina aviliana. There are a few clones that are worth having, but this is straight species and truly wonderful. So Agapanthus and Tibouchina, 2 top plants. Next up for choice plants for late summer color is this very particular lily. This is Lilium formosanum. I bought the seeds from Monticello, the Jefferson property, and I started them 2 years ago. Last year I had a few flowers, but obviously this year they've been able to put on a lot more size and mass. and the flowers are just exquisite. They're a very long trumpet flower, as you can see here, and they've got a flushed burgundy ridge on the outside of the petals. I mean, this is just exquisite. These are 2 feet high, and each stem will have multiple flowers on it. There's a stem here that's got 3. There's one that's just passed. There's one that's open, and then you've got one that's yet to open. And that's a good trick to observe, is that you get this longer window of color when one stem's got multiple flowers. It doesn't just suddenly open and then disappear on you. So Lilium formosanum, an absolutely beautiful choice plant. So thank you for watching my videos. Tell your friends, tell your family. More soon. Bye for now.